what would you say with anyone who's wanting to start and get into running, it's the best place to start?
If you want to improve something, you need to have a base foundation of where you're at. By getting some markers, do a 1K test. Well, how far can you run in 60 seconds? And then from there, you can retest every 8 weeks. I think that performance type of metric is great.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Coaching Society podcast. Super excited this week to have our coach Andrew on. Obviously after a brief intermission for a few months, we came back onto the show last week and we thought what better way to hopefully skyrocket our views and our reach by getting the man himself back onto the show. Welcome, mate. How are you?
Good. Going well. Thank you for having me.
No worries,
It's been a pleasure. Last couple of days been up here in Moama, God's country.
God's country, best part of the world. Best part of the world.
Yeah, I think small doses for me, but that's right. It's been nice.
You only like a couple of days up here, don't you, at a time? And then are you getting sick of it now? It's been 2 days.
I'm ready for the big smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't quite used to having sunsets and seeing the sky, were you?
That was a big positive. No, because sunsets are like my favorite thing, right?
Yeah. Favourites?
One of my favorite things.
Okay,
one of my favorite things. And it's free.
Yeah, and it's free.
Get it every night.
Yes.
And in Echuca, Moama, it is elite compared to Melbourne.
Yeah, because in Melbourne you just see buildings and that's
yeah.
That's okay. No, we do have some positives. We do have some positives up here. But your time in Moama has been eventful, hasn't it? It's been a good couple of days. You now need a new pair of retainers because Heidi, our dog, decided to have breakfast while we were at the gym the other morning.
Yeah. So I've paid, upwards of 10,000 for dental work over the years.
I thought you said you were going to say 10,000 for these retainers that I've offered to pay for.
No, not that much. But, $10,000 of dental work over the years and have to wear your retainers to keep your teeth straight.
Yep. And
we went out to the gym, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we were at the gym. Yeah.
Went somewhere. And came back and I walked into my room and I just see the container with bite marks on it. I'm thinking, well, I don't think Mick's been in here or us.
And I don't think we'd have been nibbling at your retainers.
So I opened it up and there was this little bit of retainer left and that was it. So I've gone without a retainer over the last day.
Yeah. And now we're waiting for Heidi to shit it out and hopefully she does. So I did think your teeth were looking a bit crooked, but that's okay.
Thanks.
Now you're going to be self-conscious.
I smile.
That's fine. But that was fun. The other thing is obviously we've been dieting. Michaela and I are in a fat loss phase and so are yourself. But you are not quite in a fat loss phase like we are in terms of 1,500 or 1,800 calories.
You've gone real aggressive. I probably have a little bit more exertion throughout the day. Running.
You actually exercise. Yeah, that's good.
But it's been a real shock going from like 2,600 to 1,800.
Yeah.
But the food's been good. Quality of food's been great.
Quality of food's been great.
Quantity been low.
And the intervals and frequency between them probably a little bit too high for those intervals.
So whether or not we can actually string a sentence together on this podcast
I'm hungry. We sat down and said, can we have lunch straight after this, please?
I'm going off caffeine and that's it.
I'm hoping Michaela can hear us and she can get it ready. But yeah, no, it's been a good couple of days. It's been awesome having you up here. And obviously you've now taken over the role of our head strength and conditioning coach for our football netball clubs, which is super exciting. So something we're working on this year over the course of 2025 and onwards from here is we've got 4 football netball clubs on board and we're providing strength and conditioning training and programming for every single player amongst football and netball for all of the clubs. And you're the man delivering it all, which is really cool.
Yep.
How are you finding it so far? How are you finding obviously the numbers that we're getting in and what your thoughts leading through the role ongoing?
Oh, it's exciting first and foremost, to be able to go down a different avenue. I think training individuals is great. But I have a passion for the human body and I actually just love learning about the human body and what it can do. So coaching athletes, even if they are amateur, it's been just awesome to learn more doing, plyometric courses and biomechanic courses and making sure that, I'm up to standard with my learnings so I can actually teach other people. So I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's obviously something I think that there's a big gap in the clubs that we've spoken to in particular, like they've never really had that structure, particularly from someone like yourself who has obviously got a huge passion for that element of health and fitness to be able to provide all of these guys. So
yeah, it's cool. The numbers are skyrocketing. So I log into my app and I go, ooh, there's another 100 people that I need to respond to. But it's all part of the parcel. Yeah.
So you've gone from obviously you got 40-ish one-to-one clients. And now we've got over 100 football netball players, and that's probably only, I think, approximately half of what we're going to have. So you'll have about 250 or so people that you're in contact with. But yeah, hopefully it's all going to be
and that's the reason why I'm here, because we're going to go do a bit of a presentation and also a training session for Huntly Football Netball Club this afternoon.
That's it.
So yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're going to go through like setting everything up and helping them like in person on their training night tonight. And then, Drew's going to run a in-person session for the netballers, put them through their paces, show them kind of what the training should be like. But yeah, it incorporates two different elements, doesn't it? Like we've got the strength-based element where they have a structured strength program. It's going to help improve performance and prevent injury. And then we've got the conditioning as well, which I think something that a lot of clubs will benefit from is the actual coaches having something that they can follow on the training nights as well, rather than just, we turn up on a Thursday and go, cool, let's just run a couple laps and do a couple of like grid runs or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the structured training that we're going to be a part of is hopefully going to take those clubs to the next level. Whether or not that's performance-wise, it could just be health-wise. And how cool is that? Like we get to allow better health markers through just like basic strength programming, but then also plyometrics conditioning, that sort of integrated training method with all different aspects, which is great.
Yeah. And players, I think, are going to get the best performance, I hope, that they've ever had. And overall, if the whole club's participating, like everyone's getting around it, then the clubs are going to perform better in terms of where they finish on the ladder. And hopefully we see some good results, which would be cool.
And like, I guess steering people away from just the bodybuilding aspect, I think that's such a positive as well. Like bodybuilding, hey, it's great.
Yeah.
But you're so much more than just like hypertrophy. And like there's that quote, the man that chases two rabbits catches neither, right?
Yeah.
So that's where, like when I was in my 20s, it was all about you have to focus on one element of fitness. Yeah. Whereas now there's studies that show that you can integrate all different types of fitness components.
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to be the best at something? Probably not. But we have a pretty good study on like AFL players, rugby players, right? They're pretty good at a lot of things. They might not be the best, but that's what I want to teach people and educate people, that you can integrate lots of different components into your training.
Yeah, definitely. I think you need to as well. Like you said, with rugby and AFL, like especially with footy and netball, which is what we're coaching, they're like team sports like that. You do require so many different elements of health and fitness throughout different parts of the game, throughout different parts of the season, and also the players in particular with their roles on the team. Like they do need to have all bases covered. So you can't just go in the gym and do some bicep curls and hope you'll be able to kick a footy better.
And that's the thing. Like we're going to be learning on the go as well, right? Like it's already been a great learning curve, and I love pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Yeah. So I told you I had a few bits of time where I just wanted to go back and sort of reset because, making a new training program.
Mental breakdowns, I think
mental breakdowns was that, I just had one then. But like it's been a really good learning curve for myself and I love it. Yeah.
Good. I think that's something you've always had, is that kind of pride on your own further education and taking yourself out of your comfort zone as a coach in having these new roles and responsibilities will enable you to kind of always get better, which overall will help you as a person, but also you and your one-to-one clients, they're all going to benefit. So
it's exciting.
Love it. Awesome, mate. Obviously, the running side of things is something that we're helping all of the clubs out with. And a lot of these like players, they might have done some running before, but then there's a lot of Gen Pop people at the moment. Running's a really big thing. Obviously, you've got your run club. Shout out to Drew's Run Club.
What's it called?
Run Club. Sunday Run Club.
That's right.
Yeah, see, I know what it's called. I was there once, remember?
You were very hungover.
Hungover as fuck.
Very hungover. Didn't speak to anyone.
I had my glasses on. I walked the whole thing, well, half of it, and then cut across the rest.
Yeah. All my mates are going, oh, I thought your boss was coming. Yeah, he's just the one over in the corner with the shades on. And oh, he's not very talkative. Oh, he's usually a really nice guy. He's just very hungover.
Yeah, I'd had a big night before, but that's okay. That happens sometimes. I was there at least. But yeah, obviously you got your run club, and there's a lot of people starting running, which I think personally is great. I've been doing it a little bit, only a small amount. But what would you say with anyone who's wanting to start and get into running is the best place to start? Because a lot of people, in my experience, go too hard too early and they end up giving up after a week.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you want to improve something, you need to have a base foundation of where you're at, okay? Yep. And don't feel disheartened if you're not compared to an elite runner or like even an above average runner. We're going to start somewhere. So build a foundation by getting some markers, all right? Do a 1K test. If you can't run 1K, do a 2-minute test. How far can you run in 2 minutes? Or how far can you run in 60 seconds? At least you have a base that you can go back on and retest. And then from there, obviously, standard run-walk program is a fantastic way. We were speaking about it before. The run-walk, that's what you're doing
that's what I'm doing at the moment because I am very beginner.
But you've got that foundation. You can retest every 8 weeks. And I think that performance type of metric is great. And then that run-walk structured program is going to be your best friend. And just ensuring that you're not doing too much too soon, Be conservative at the start and then build from there, build the volume up.
Yeah. It's like you wouldn't throw someone into the gym and give them 200 kilos to try and deadlift. And a lot of people, like with running, the thing is like a lot of it can be mental that they can really push through, but it holds them back. So I think that's great advice. And one of the things with social media and running becoming this big thing that so many people are running, they're posting their results and it's so easy to compare to others. Like it's almost been, in a weird way, a little bit of a shift that a lot of people used to, or probably still do, but compare themselves to others visually and their physique. And they go to the gym and after a month, they don't look like that influencer or that girl online and they give up. It can be similar in a running sense that people, I find myself doing it. Like I'm like, I did a run walk program that Drew gave me and I look at some people and they're running like 20 Ks in 4.5 minute Ks and I'm like, how the fuck are they doing that? And I'm barely able to run 10 minutes. But yeah, it's definitely that comparison I think is quite common.
It can be disheartening and like Strava's a massive thing, right? And you got wankers that post their Stravas on Instagram. I'm saying myself.
That's you.
Everyone else, you're fine, but I'm a wanker.
Yeah.
And that can be quite hard because you start to compare yourself to others. And as I said before, doing a foundation test, going, all right, I'm going to do 1 minute. How far can I run in 1 minute? How far can I run in 2 minutes? If you're a little bit more advanced, can I do a 1K or a 2.4K test? These types of things allow for you to retest, but also allow for you to go, all right, that effort level was quite high. I'm going to tone it back so I can run a little bit further.
Yeah.
So learning effort levels is really important. And you hear this a lot with beginners is, I just want to get better at running. It's like... Yeah. You need a tangible goal.
Yeah.
So set yourself, okay, this is what I did 1K in. In 8 weeks' time, the 31st of March, I'm going to retest it.
Yeah.
And then you've got something to work towards. It's not just, I'm better at running.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to work towards that and smash that the next time I do it through structured training, through understanding effort levels as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's so many similarities. Like I've never programmed running other than like the programs that you provide really. But there's so many similarities between that and strength training and progressive overload, like making sure you're looking back on what you did previously and gradually tapering things up towards an overall goal that you're trying to achieve, which is awesome. Love it.
Good.
Okay. So that's the professional stuff. Now let's take things a different way, less serious. We didn't talk about the Bali story, did we, last time we were on the podcast?
No. Last time was just all about me, and I think
it was.
I want to incorporate a bit of you.
Well, the people aren't here to hear me. I'm here every week. The people
True.
are here.
You're not here every week because you took like a 2-month
Well,
hiatus.
I'm here every week. If you listen to every podcast that we've ever had from now until forever, I'm here every week.
Yeah.
But the Bali story, we had fun in Bali, didn't we? It was a good
did.
time. We obviously were there on our retreat for 5 or 6 days. That's almost a year ago now.
Yeah, I didn't think I would enjoy Bali as much as I did, and I'm actually planning on going back mid-year. So
Yeah, very exciting. You're doing a fitness retreat?
yes, not locked in, but
Yeah.
want to do that.
Cool.
We went to Ubud, which is a little bit more quiet, so we might try out like Seminyak or
Yeah. Did you go anywhere else, or did you just go to Ubud?
just Ubud.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Go to like Canggu or somewhere around there.
Yeah. No, it was good fun.
Yeah, it was good fun until someone almost killed me.
Yeah. I look back and I actually still lol. Like I laugh out loud every time I think of this story. Only because you didn't break a bone or like
Yeah, because I didn't get hurt, and it could have been quite dangerous. But
you're not disabled right now, so it's fine.
Sometimes I feel it, but that's okay.
Whoa.
Anyway, yeah. So we went quad bike riding, didn't we?
We did.
As one of the activities, and we were all paired up on different quads. I think it was Michaela on her own. She was the only one on her own, maybe.
So before we started, we had this Balinese man go, "Oh, one person has to go by themselves," and I even thought, "Oh, yeah, I can do that by myself." Thank goodness I didn't.
What would have happened if you'd have gone on your own?
I reckon I would have had to swap
Yeah.
to a partner.
No, you'd have had to go on the back with the instructor.
I would, yeah. Anyway, Mick put her hand up because she's adventurous.
Yeah.
And then we were paired up together. Yeah. And I think at the start we were both fairly confident that we'd be able to
be fun. This is fine. Yeah.
be able to drive a 4-wheel sort of mechanical machine.
Vehicle. We drive cars. We should be able to drive this
Why
thing.
not? And then I put my hand up. I said, I'll drive first.
Yeah.
So
Show me the ropes. In your experience quad bike driving.
got on the front, you got on the back. The Balinese man said, this is the accelerator, this is the brake. I should have probably taken more notice of that.
That one you didn't obviously take notice of.
No, but we'll get to that. So we start this drive, and we're not even on the track, the adventurous track that, that's like undulating, and there's water, and there's
cliffs.
there's cliffs, there's everything. We're just going down a straight road. So we're going down a straight road. I'm at the back, and then really happy accelerator. But then I'm feeling like it's a little bit rigid. Like the steering wheel is a little bit rigid. So we're driving down, and there's this slight corner, very slight corner, and everyone else turns, and I'm trying to turn, but for some reason I just can't turn this quad bike, and everyone drives off. They don't see us, and I'm going towards the curb, which is a bush.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to panic. I'm like, okay, it's all right. But then I'm starting to panic because we're 10 meters away, and we're getting closer and closer and closer. And I'm starting to build up anxiety. And all I can hear is you going, still makes me laugh, brake. And like flight or fight just came across me, and I've just jumped off the quad bike
It's about to hit the bush.
as we're about to hit the bush, and I've landed on my feet. I'm happy. I'm fine.
Yeah.
You're on the back stranded. Like, you can't do
I
anything.
can't do anything because you were between my legs and you've just ditched. And then I'm like, oh, fuck.
So the quad bike has just gone uncontrollably to this bush, tipped over, and then you've fallen, and the quad bike's fallen on you. Luckily, didn't crush your leg.
Yeah, could have.
I'm just standing there in disbelief, going, what have I just done?
happened? I've just killed my boss.
There's a Balinese man at the back, and there's a Balinese man at the front. The guy at the back looks at us going, what the fuck? And he's got like a walkie-talkie, and he says to the guy at the front, you've got to stop. There's been a crash. We haven't even started the proper
And we
driving
all
yet.
the girls at the front are like, oh no, Andrew and Russell crashed. Andrew and Russell crashed.
I think the reaction was more like, wait, how have they
How have they
fucking
crashed?
So the guy at the back goes, okay, let's pick this back up. Pick it back up. And then he looks at me and he points at me and he goes, you, no drive. And at that moment, I have never been so embarrassed and vulnerable in my life.
In front of everyone.
In front of everyone. I jump on the back. Russ drives the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
Not really enjoyable. You actually were okay. Like your driving was okay, but we did stall in the water for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. Like knee deep in water.
But that wasn't
man's
really
washing himself in the river.
Yeah, true. It wasn't really your fault.
Yeah, no, you can't blame me for that.
Like I've tipped you off.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
just
I was like jumping on that thing after you'd crashed. I've never been more scared in my life thinking like this thing's out of control. Like there's something wrong with this bike. There wasn't. There was something wrong with the driver.
well, deep down, I wanted
Wanted there
you
to
to
be.
crash or,
Yeah.
for us to stall plenty of times because I just wanted that out.
Yeah.
Like I had never felt so embarrassed. And the whole time I'm just like holding on to you thinking, how do I explain this to the group? Like, do I make up that there was this crazy turn
Like
even though they had already
an
just
alligator
done it?
jumped out
Yeah.
and dodged in.
So the whole time it was just so much anxiety and so embarrassed. But then you've just got to make
gotta
light
laugh.
of the situation and take the piss out of yourself. You can't take yourself too seriously. No. So it was about 30 minutes of me just hating that experience and then going, you know what, I'm just going to lean into this embarrassment and go, why? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. And now I look back on it and I was actually explaining this to someone the other day, the story, and I was just pissing myself.
Please tell me you weren't on a date explaining this story.
Hey, you know what? It's funny. So it was a Hinge prompt that I was replying to. I think the Hinge prompt was, what's the craziest, most adventurous story overseas? And then I told that. And she didn't reply. So she didn't like it.
Well, we won't be telling that one. I'm glad
I just told
the entire world on this
She
podcast.
ghosted me, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about her. But that was fun. Another year to tell the tale.
It was fun.
And you're going back to Bali. So any quad bike adventures booked in?
Let's just say you just kept going on and on
Mate.
and on. I've never been so embarrassed and vulnerable in my life. And then I've got this little man in my ear going, hey, why'd you get that? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? It's like, shut up.
It was a pretty sharp turn, though.
It was sharp.
Yeah.
It was windy and undulating. And
it must have, you had bad vision that day. I
going
think,
very quick as well.
Yeah, we're going too quick. Oh, yeah. No, it was just too much. But
No, it was very funny.
That was pretty fun. The whole Bali trip was fun. We had a good time.
Oh, the villa was awesome. How good was that?
We did well with the villa. It was it was like literally fucking paradise. But
We were speaking last night that we might do like a coach's retreat.
coaches only retreat.
Maybe not Bali, but
somewhere
where did
nearby.
you say? Yarrawonga.
Yarrawonga. Yeah,
Bali,
Yarrawonga's close.
Yarrawonga.
Yeah.
We can go watch the Yarrawonga pigeons and Brendan Favola and all that.
That's your only knowledge on the whole of Yarrawonga. It's their footy club. But, we will do something this year at some stage. But we've also got the Fitness Expo coming up as well in
That'll
Melbourne.
be good fun.
Yeah, we're going to book your accommodation at your house. So
I'm actually looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be good. I don't know much about it, but it'll be...
The conference we did last year in Gold Coast with Clean Health, I should give him a shout out.
Yeah. Dane.
No, that was actually such good fun.
That was good. Yeah, we learnt a lot those 3 days.
100%.
Yeah, there was a lot of good, like there's still things from that I pull back from that and like put into this, into everything we do every day at the moment. So yeah, very good. Let's talk about the rest of the year. Okay, let's go personal and professional goals. What have we got going on? Let's start personally. What are your personal goals for 2025?
Personal goals. I have a lot of personal goals. I'm probably not going to just list them all because that's going to be boring for the viewer and listener.
Yeah.
But I have been listening to a lot of podcasts recently, and I don't want to get all philosophical, but I heard a quote, and it was by Chris Williamson. Actually, it wasn't by Chris Williamson. He just said it. And it was, the magic you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. And I actually really like it. I think that's, okay, it can come across as a bit cringe, and you're going to see that on a reel with like inspirational music.
Yeah.
But I think if you write that down and then write down what type of magic you're looking for, the goals that you're trying to achieve in the year, it can be really powerful.
Yeah.
So you've got to be honest with yourself, and it might be a bit confronting. But for example, a goal for me is I've got a financial goal that I want to achieve. And that's not the sole reason that drives me, but it's got me to a point where I'm like, okay, if I want to hit that financial goal, that's the magic that I want to occur.
Yeah.
Then what's stopping me from that? What's the work that I'm avoiding to achieve that goal? And for me, I wasn't being productive with my time. So now you're still
tried so hard not to smile at that.
No, but I am working hard on being more productive throughout the day, writing down things in my calendar. But I think small little quotes like that you can actually go back and, I guess, have self-reflection is super important.
Yeah.
So, the work that I'm avoiding is why I'm not achieving those goals. So if I can rectify that, if I can create little systems to help with that, then hopefully I hit those goals. Financial goals, performance goals, like I want to get a marathon PB, which is, happening in 14 weeks' time. So if I avoid the work now, there's no way I'm going to hit that magic. So it's just about reflecting on a weekly basis and making sure that I've got systems in place that work for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we spoke about this the last couple of weeks with productivity and like how much it's improved, and something that you've done last week and this week, obviously being here, we've got plans that we'll do in the evening, or we'll do something and lock it in for a certain time. So it means that you get your work done in that time rather than trying to like drag things out over 12 hours, getting it done in 7 hours or 8 hours and knowing that you've got that kind of time limit. It's Parkinson's law, isn't it? Really. If you've got as much time in the world to do something, you'll take all of that time. Whereas if you've got a time limit, it increases your productivity.
And again, this is off a podcast, but do the hard work early on when you're most productive. Like we've gone to the gym this morning, then I got straight into work because I know that this is a big day, right? So do the hard work now so you don't leave it to chance.
I would probably say sitting here talking to me for half an hour is pretty hard.
It's true.
That's a hard chore for you to have to
especially when you've only had about 800 calories over 2 days.
No, 1,800 over 2 days. Come on.
It's more like 800.
Yeah, but we've had a lot of caffeine, so we're good.
That's true. That ratio is probably out a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting a little bit jittery. I need another another coffee, I reckon. That's your kind of personal goals. Have you got any professional goals, any other goals you're wanting to work on?
So I guess those are the systems that I'm creating. It's just self-reflection and being really hard on myself. Of not like just reflection.
Just really looking in the mirror saying you are not good enough.
No, I think it's more being brutally honest with yourself.
That's it.
I think a lot of people are like, oh, I've got to be, really calm and collected. Well, you can reflect and still achieve things. Yeah. So that's in terms of professional goals. I think this new S&C role is a step in the right direction. Yeah. We've had honest chats that, I do like working with individuals, but I don't want to be overwhelmed with huge amounts. I think quality over quantity. Yeah. And then having different aspects, diversifying my work by doing S&C. Yeah. Hopefully mentoring the other coaches with social media, because that is like a passion of mine. Like I do love the creative side of things as well. Yeah. So I guess I don't have like specific goals, but just making sure that I'm being the best version of myself by going off that quote. Yeah. And developing like your own kind of skills from putting in the work that you're normally avoiding. So, yeah. Love it. That's awesome. It. Any other things you wanted to cover today? Because I feel like there's a couple. I do. Okay. I haven't thought about anything. If you're going to ask, I want to go rogue. Okay, cool. Okay, because I want to. You said last night you're going to show your personality. Oh dear. So what's your ick when it comes to fitness? Like I want a fitness ick. Okay, we'll go fitness. Not necessarily fitness ick, but just something that... You're going to change the question. Okay, I'm going to go with what did I have for breakfast this morning? So I think something that does kind of frustrate me, and it's people just not putting in the hard work and like not putting in the effort to get the results that they're after and expecting it to just come to them on a plate. And I do think that there is a huge thing with social media. I kind of mentioned it earlier of like seeing people achieve something and thinking that that's easy, but like the hard work that goes into
achieving something. Like people don't realize what it does actually take. So yeah, that's probably like not necessarily an ick, but something that really does piss me off is people like thinking that they're just gonna like drop 10 kilos in 6 weeks and it's gonna be easy without having to actually do the work and put in the work, for sure.
Yeah, and there's so many variables to fat loss or a goal, right? Like if you're comparing yourself to, let's say me, who I'm single, have no kids, I literally work, train, and then socialize.
Yeah.
Like I don't have kids to look after and those types of things. So you shouldn't be comparing yourself to someone else because there's too many variables at play. And that's where you've got to be realistic with your goal setting.
Yeah.
All right. Are you in the best position to go through a fat loss phase? Not everyone is. Okay. And just like reducing your calories aggressively doesn't always put you in the best position. Okay. You might think losing lots of weight in a short amount of time is going to improve your health, but it might actually increase stress. It might reduce sleep quality. It might reduce nutrition quality. You know, all these things are leading to
problems later down the track as well. Yeah.
So I think it's setting realistic goals so that you don't get to the stage where you're like, oh, I wish that just happened.
Yeah. Like, you have to set a goal that's very achievable for you.
Yeah.
Every single person is different. Like whether it's like, okay, some people might be able to lose 10 kilos in no time or a certain amount of weight in a short amount of time. But maybe you can try and still lose weight or still achieve your goal, but it might take you a little bit longer because it's going to be more sustainable for you rather than trying to go all or nothing, for example.
Yeah. So. And I think like going back to one of my first points is like tangible goals. So doesn't just relate to running goals. It relates to so many things, right? Like you need to set up a tangible goal so that you've got a realistic, achievable, measurable goal that you can work towards. Yeah. So that you're not just making up excuses saying, oh, fuck, why didn't I look like Andrew Sally PT?
Yeah, well, no one looks like you, mate. We all try, but we don't get there.
So that's your major ick.
Yeah. What about yours?
Fitness goal. Fitness ick. Sorry.
You've asked me the question. You haven't thought about it yourself.
I actually didn't think of a fitness ick. How about we get back to that one? I've got just an ick in general.
Just an ick in general?
I'm going to think about a fitness ick. Okay. But I've got an ick in general.
Okay, an ick in general. We spoke about it last night. An ick in general for me.
Yeah, I think people are going to probably switch off if
we talk about the Big Bash. The Big Bash starting at 7:15. It's an abomination.
It is because it finishes too late.
Okay.
Kids
can't go to it. It's a kids show.
Yeah.
Look at all the fireworks, the music. It's for kids.
I think that's enough cricket for 2025.
Sorry, we'll shut up about the Big Bash.
No, I was speaking to a few friends on the weekend and Aldi workers, right?
Yeah.
They get paid quite a bit. Not sure about being seated when you work.
Yeah, it's pretty lazy, isn't it?
I just feel like the work ethic, and if you're getting paid a fair amount, maybe we stand up.
And maybe we pack your bags for us as well.
That's true. They're throwing it out like this.
Like you have to put your wicket-keeping gloves on and go there and be Adam Gilchrist.
But I did learn something new. Apparently the shelf stackers at Aldi have to do like a fitness test and they have to do 10 push-ups. They have to be able to achieve 10 push-ups. I'm not sure if that's true.
If that's true, I don't know if that's legal to make someone for that work.
Also, to get into the police force, I don't even think you have to do that.
Yeah, no, I think you only have to do 5.
Yeah.
So Aldi workers are twice as fit.
So if you go into Aldi and you see those shelf stockers or whatever they are called, you know they're strong.
You know they're strong, they're fit. And also if the cops walk in and try and like arrest someone in Aldi, you know that you're probably going to have the shelf stackers on your side.
That's true. So that's my chat about Aldi.
Yeah.
Do you have any personal ones apart from
the Big Bash? No. Oh, there's a lot of icks with Michaela, but I'm not going to get into that.
Actually, give me one ick about Mick.
One ick?
You told me yesterday.
Yeah, like the fact that this is her office and my office is there, and I just hear like 10 times a day, Russ, come here. And I come in and it's just like a question that I don't need to explain to her. Like I sit and have to like look it up, and she could have done that as well. And I'm like, well, that's like 2 minutes of my time and probably interrupted my whole day, but thank you very much for that. And then yesterday she didn't want to do that because you were here. So she messaged me saying, come here, please. And I came in for the same thing. A lot more polite. Yeah, it was a lot more polite.
I've thought of a fitness ick.
About Michaela?
No, not about Michaela. I think like lack of awareness in the gym.
Yeah.
So supersetting's fine.
Yeah.
We program a lot of supersetting, right?
Yeah.
But if you're in a busy gym, you can't put your towel and then a bottle on 2 pieces of equipment. Sorry.
You thought the gym was busy this morning too, and you were doing your dumbbell tricep extensions laying on the ground.
That's true. But like, have some awareness.
Yeah.
Like, I have seen people take up 2-3 pieces of equipment when it's a busy gym. And you're just like, no, you can't do that.
No, you do each exercise on their own. Come on. And also, like, looking ahead at what you've got next in your session, like going, okay, I'm going to go to that machine and then I'm then going to go to like that one, rather than kind of wandering over, seeing if anyone's on the machine. They're obviously on it, or they're doing something on that. And they've just walked away for 2 seconds and you jump straight on. It's obvious that someone's using that. Like, come on, courtesy.
That's a major ick.
Big ick.
But I think the Aldi ick's probably bigger.
Oh, that's a pretty big ick. That's a very, very, very niche ick, actually.
It keeps me up at night.
Oh, well, that's why you had a shit sleep last night.
That's true. Actually, that's the other thing. We both woke up this morning and Russ is going, oh, how did you sleep? I said, 6 hours, not great. Then we looked at our average over Jan and you were 6 hours and 47 minutes. I was 6 hours and 41 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're both trying to ramble on a podcast.
Yeah, I know. Probably not good, is it? You're probably not sleeping because you're grinding your teeth.
That's
true. You ate your retainer.
Crooked teeth now.
Yeah, amazing. We've had a great couple of days. Welcome to Moama.
No, it's been good fun.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on. We'll have you on again next time you venture out of the city. Maybe one day we'll bring all the equipment down to you.
That'd be good fun.
And we can set up in your joint.
Thanks, Russ.
Thanks, mates.
Cheers,
and
mate.
See everyone in the next one. Cheers, guys.